Three muscle cars that redefined power in the 1970s. 1. 1970 Plymouth HEMI Cuda. The 1970 Plymouth HEMI Cuda is one of the most legendary muscle cars of all time. It came with the famous 426 HEMI V8 engine producing 425 horsepower. This engine was nicknamed the Elephant because of its massive size and strength. The car was lightweight compared to many rivals, giving it incredible acceleration. On the drag strip, the HEMI Cuda was feared by nearly everyone. It could run the quarter mile in the low 13-second range, which was blistering for the era. Its aggressive design featured a shaker hood that made it instantly recognizable. The shaker hood scoop wasn't just for looks. It forced air directly into the carburetor. The car also had bold graphics and muscular proportions. Inside, it was simple, but everything was focused on performance. Plymouth built only a limited number of HEMI Cudas, making them rare. Because of that, they are highly sought after today by collectors. In fact, some have sold at auctions for over $1 million. The HEMI engine was expensive to option, so not many buyers chose it back then. But those who did had one of the most powerful cars of the time. The handling was decent for a straight-line monster. The suspension was tuned more for drag racing than cornering. Still, it delivered an unforgettable driving experience. The sound of the HEMI engine was thunderous and intimidating. Street racers loved the Cuda for its raw power. It became an icon of the golden muscle car era. Even movies and TV shows used the Cuda to show rebellion and speed. The car represented freedom, strength, and American muscle. It was also one of the most photogenic muscle cars. Bright colors like Plum Crazy and Vitamin C made it stand out. Plymouth offered many customization options for enthusiasts. Every HEMI Cuda felt like a weapon on wheels. It's remembered as the ultimate combination of style and speed. Modern collectors still dream about owning one. It redefined what a muscle car could be in 1970. The Cuda was not just a car, it was a statement. It remains one of the most desirable muscle cars in history. Even today, its legend grows stronger with every passing year. The 1970 Plymouth HEMI Cuda will forever symbolize pure American horsepower. 2. 1971 Chevelle SS 454 LS6. The 1971 Chevelle SS 454 LS6 was a brute in the muscle car wars. It carried the legendary 454 cubic inch LS6 V8 engine. This monster engine delivered 450 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. That torque made it a street king and drag strip legend. The Chevelle's styling was aggressive yet stylish. It had dual stripes running across the hood and trunk. The SS badge stood for Super Sport, and it lived up to the name. Inside, the car was comfortable, but still performance-focused. The 454 LS6 was the most powerful engine Chevrolet had at the time. It gave the Chevelle supercar levels of performance. Quarter-mile times were around 13 seconds, making it incredibly quick. The sound of the LS6 was deep, raw, and unforgettable. Chevelle drivers loved its ability to dominate stoplight drag races. The car was also available in several body styles. The coupe version was the most popular and iconic. Its wide stance and muscular curves made it look menacing. Chevrolet sold it as both a street car and a track machine. Few cars could compete with the Chevelle SS 454 LS6 in raw power. It became a benchmark in the muscle car community. Collectors now treasure these cars for their rarity and performance. Only a small number were built with the LS6 package. That makes them incredibly valuable today. The Chevelle SS had the perfect mix of power and style. It was as much about presence as it was about speed. The handling was better than many other muscle cars of its time. Still, its main mission was straight-line domination. People who drove it knew they had something special. The 454 engine was unforgiving but thrilling. Chevrolet created one of the most iconic cars of the early 70s. It became a true symbol of American muscle. The Chevelle SS is often called the king of the streets. Its reputation has only grown over the decades. Even today, it's a dream car for many enthusiasts. It was one of the last great muscle cars before emissions laws weakened engines. The Chevelle SS 454 LS6 remains a legend that refuses to fade. 3. 1970 Dodge Challenger RT426 HEMI. The 1970 Dodge Challenger RT426 HEMI was Dodge's answer to the muscle car wars. It was introduced as a competitor to the Camaro and Mustang. The Challenger came with a variety of engines, but the 426 HEMI was the top dog. This engine was rated at 425 horsepower, but was actually more powerful. The Challenger RT with HEMI was a true street beast. It could easily run with the fastest cars of its time. The design was bold, wide, and aggressive. It featured long lines and a menacing stance. Inside, the Challenger had plenty of options for buyers. It could be customized as a luxury cruiser or a drag racer. The HEMI engine turned it into a monster on the road. Quarter-mile runs were in the 13-second range. That was serious performance in 1970. The Challenger also appeared in many films and shows. One of the most famous was Vanishing Point, where it became a star. The car symbolized freedom and rebellion. Dodge marketed it as the ultimate performance machine. Bright colors and wild graphics made it stand out. The high-impact colors like HEMI Orange and Plum Crazy were fan favorites. It was one of the most customizable muscle cars of its era. The Challenger could be ordered with a shaker hood. That made it look even more intimidating on the street. The R/T badge meant road/track, and it lived up to the promise. The car was heavy, but the HEMI's power made up for it. Drivers loved the brutal acceleration and raw feel. Handling wasn't its strength, but it didn't matter. The Challenger was all about straight-line performance. Collectors today consider the 426 HEMI Challenger extremely valuable. Prices at auctions have gone sky-high for original examples. It's one of the most desirable Mopars ever built. The car left a permanent mark on muscle car history. It proved Dodge could compete with the best. The Challenger RT426 HEMI remains a symbol of pure Mopar power. It is a legend that muscle car fans will never forget. Even today, it stands as one of Dodge's finest creations.